So, welcome back to Xenoblade. When, in the definitive edition, once you beat the main game, you're treated to a new title screen where you just kind of get the party overlooking, this pier at what I believe is the new Colony 9.
With
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, with the Bionis head corpse in the background.
Anyway, that's enough of that title screen. Here's the title screen for Future Connected. Just a nice shot of the Bionis' shoulder.
Is it really right to call it the Bionis' shoulder at this point?
Today, we use our power to fell a god, and then seize our
unclear.
destiny.
So here's a nice little recap of the end of the base game, just in case you're skipping to Future Connected
All that I am,
without, going through the base game.
the memory of a god's existence, born from the chaos of creation.
I suppose I should mention too that you do not have to unlock Future Connected. You could just start it from the moment you turn on Definitive Edition.
So I was gonna say, basically, if you're coming in new to this, massive spoilers.
What were you looking at? The sea?
I wasn't looking at anything in particular. If anything, Fiora, I was thinking. Thinking about the future that awaits us all.
And that's apparently good enough recap to get us to today.
Nice to see that Mikkel and Vinaya just basically gave Shulk junks to tool around in.
There it is.
Melia, we're in sight of Alchemar.
All right, I'm on my way.
Something didn't sound normal about that.
Yeah, how can you tell this was recorded like 10 years after the original game?
Frankly, I'm impressed they still managed to get Jenna Coleman to reprise her role, considering in the time since the original release, she's made kind of a name for herself.
I was gonna say she's kind of hella famous now, at least in the UK anyway. Like, she was like, what, the longest serving companion on Doctor Who, like, in history? But anyway, yeah, it's probably a bad sign that basically, like, the second you find Alchemoth, the fucking thing starts shooting at you, so...
Yep.
Yeah, please ignore the Telethia flying around. It's no big deal. We've got it under control.
Something automated defense system, AI gone rogue.
It's fine, Zanz is gone. The Telethia aren't wiping out all life in his name.
Yeah, they've taken up the cause for themselves.
I was gonna say, yeah, now they're killing everybody in Lorothia's name now.
Oh, Christ. Also, who's gonna be the poor bastard that has to go all the way back to Colony 9 now and explain to Nickel that, yeah, Junks is fucking gone now, sorry about that, like we crashed it on the first day we took it out?
It'll be fine. We'll have the ship back up and running before we get it back to him.
We had a bit of a whoopsie-doopsie.
Yeah, it's only slightly sunken now.
Guess we're still in one piece.
Quite. What in the world was that?
It happened so quickly that I didn't get a good look myself. I saw some flickering around the capital. Then suddenly, a black beam.
A black beam? Some new defensive measure, perhaps. The junks.
Who the fuck besides Tyrea is even living there at this point anyway? Actually, no, wait, I just answered my own
They
question.
won't budge until we can swap them out.
Right.
It's fine. They're not particularly rare parts. They'll have them in Alchemoth.
Wow, yeah, no, neither of these people sound
You make it
anything like
sound
the
very
original voice
simple.
acting.
Remember,
Yeah,
very
like
much in the dark.
Adam Howden has come back to voice
thing I
things in
came
Xenoblade
prepared.
every now and again,
We'll
but
probably be needing this.
you can still tell it's been quite some time for him.
This is how you know this is a post-COVID world.
I take care of it.
The vaccine has changed them forever.
Those voices.
Are those?
Oh, and Shulk and Melia are the only returning party members for this adventure.
It's
Just so we have more of a full party,
What are they
we've got
doing here?
2 of Ricky's children with us.
Shulk, we must help them.
Yeah, so
Of course.
like I said, like earlier on in the LP, basically just Future Connected is the game's giant apology for just Melia getting the shaft when it comes to the Shulk relationship bubble.
Yeah. So this entire adventure is gonna be about Melia, with Shulk just kind of along for the ride because he can fly junks. There's a couple changes to the way the game plays. Like, we no longer have the skill tree, we can't do chain attacks, and Shulk no longer has visions.
So not quite as drastic as the changes they did to Torna, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty substantial. Shulk also has lost quite a few of his Monado arts in the interim. Most notably Monado Enchant, because there's no Mechon to fight.
Look, that's what happens after a year of not being in any sort of combat. You just lose your abilities.
Yeah. And I did mention it at the end of the main game, but Shulk has given up his the Monado 3. So for this adventure, he's got a fancy new Monado replica, the Monado Replica EX, or Monado Rex for short.
The final form of the Monadont, I see.
Yep, just turn it into Rex.
Now see, if they really wanted to be cheeky, they would have it actually be Rex's sword.
You can also, I'm sure I've mentioned it, but all of the like cosmetic equipment you get in the main game, you can use here as well, and vice versa, because it's all saved to a system save file.
Someone should tell him it's not a noise suppressor, that's clearly a noise silencer.
You know, the Monado Rex does kinda look like the Aegis sword, I think. Anyway, let's go bail out the children, I guess.
How did they even get here? Isn't this chunk of the Bionis like literally floating?
We'll get to it in a sec.
It's called intelligent design, artist.
Or just that good old-fashioned Nopon ingenuity.
Who next in line to get face full of mild down? Anyone so much as breathe this way, rifle of Kino go blam or blam.
I mean, they seem like they've got this covered.
These Nopon are too
Are
literate
you hurt?
for my liking.
Let us
I mean,
they're
they probably did, but also I instantly already hate both of them.
Very welcome. More is always merrier.
Like, their voice acting is just so much less charming than Riki is.
Yeah, we are very clearly in a post Xenoblade 2 world, so the writing of the Nopon and I guess their voice acting reflects that as well. So I'm swap out Kino for Nene here because Nene is our replacement Rhine. Literally, her kid is just Rhines. with some mild renaming just for flavor. Like, instead of Wild Down, we get Mild Down. Kino, on the other hand, is our replacement Charla.
Ooh?
Ah, I see. So he is also benched for all eternity.
Big sis, we did it!
Actually,
Job is good
because
one,
we don't
Kino.
have visions anymore,
That was
Kino
amazing, you two.
kinda gets a little more
It was
useful.
like seeing Ryan and Charla fighting together
Just on
again.
principle, the fact that
Just
you no
so.
longer instantly know when
Fitting.
you're about to fucking
The
get
children of
eat shit.
Hereupon Ricky's household. No injuries, Kino?
I'm still probably not.
I'm
I
very,
still
very
don't
sorry.
actually use Kino that much, but
Kino,
he's
not
marginally
so
more
good
useful than
strangers.
Charla was.
Oh, really? Most interesting.
Please do not take personally.
If we stay here, there is a risk of another attack. We should move to a safer location.
Very well. Is this acceptable?
Plenty acceptable.
Nene and Melia, they're voiced by the same
Right.
person, aren't they?
Let's go.
Surprisingly, no.
This place looks promising. We can take a break here.
It's bugging me that you
So
haven't
tell
given
us,
him an ascot yet.
What were you two doing out there? Rather, how did you even get here at all?
About that.
Melia, I think these two must have come on the junks.
What?
Also, it's weird
So-
how it's now suddenly the junks instead of just junks like it was in the original game.
Yeah,
Are you quite sure?
I guess they
Shulk?
decided to,
When you consider their
I don't know.
relative positions,
I guess they lost their
I think
original,
it's quite credible.
The capital
terminology book
on the
or whatever?
Bionis shoulder.
I don't know.
So,
Ah. So that is where the junks comes in then. I appreciate it. But even though we won peace with Zanz's defeat, the rebuilding continues. Much remains to be done.
I realize that. And I also know that you've been putting in every effort.
So why then?
If the capital is on the shoulder, there are people there. I thought you'd want to go.
Shulk. That's...
We could be there and back in less than half a day.
Mama? Me.
So yeah, there you go. That'll answer your question, Ardix. They're stowaways.
Kino, may be better to explain. Mama, we're just on a little strolly stroll when we suddenly hear voices. Now, Kino. Nene watch Kino with eyes of Rogel. Kino, follow Mr. Shulk from behind and do some sneak peekings. Mama, Sister Pon followed Kino and sneak peek on too. Meh.
So you stowed away like I thought. But what for?
Because they're inquisitive? What kind of dumb
Kino
question is
always
that?
cut to Dedapon. Want to become mighty Heropon too.
I'm certain Ricky would be most proud. But how did that lead to you boarding our vessel?
He see opportunity to help people who in trouble. That way, can become friends with people everywhere. Mighty Heropon make friends with every toe step. Or so Dadapon say, at least.
I seem to recall that going
see.
slightly
That does
differently
explain things.
than Riki's version, but, you know, sure, we'll go with that.
Sorries.
What, Ricky lying about shit to self-aggrandize himself? Surely you jest.
It's not fault of Sister Pon. These not scored Nene. Fault is of Kino only. Kino. Sincere sorries. Kino wanted to repay debt. Dadapon and Mamapon take Kino in when Kino all alone.
You were alone?
Is truth. One day, out of blue, Dadapon bring Kino home. Said, here is Brotherpon. That day, nobody make comment. Everyone except Kino. Kino, more happy than could say. That why. That way want to become Heropon and repay debt to family. You're really sorry.
Kino, you do your family honor. Yours is
No,
what
wait,
noble
dishonor. I
sentiment.
meant dishonor.
I am utterly certain.
That's how you become a
Ricky
real
and Oppo
hero
are proud
pawn.
of You too.
I mean, he's got the debt for it already.
Actually, Melia and I are in a bit of trouble right now. We could use the help.
For really?
Uh-huh.
Problems you caused, but we'll ignore that for now.
You really twist
Hey, they,
I wouldn't blame the new Alchemoth defense system on these two.
Kino.
I don't know, given
you-
their experiences with the Nothon in the past, I wouldn't blame them for just, like, developing, I don't know, like a shoot-on-sight defense system anytime it detected a Nopon coming anywhere close to them. Like, fuck, the drug fiends are back, open fire.
So, we'll be heading for the capital to find parts for the junks.
Yes, about that. It's a bit of a hike, but could we check out that cape?
Explain.
I'm a bit concerned. What you said about defensive measures.
You fear we may come under fire again. Is that it?
Yeah.
It is true. Caution frequently pays off in the long run. The cape it is.
Great. It's settled.
Legend of Heropon Kino! It all started here! Mehey!
So, yeah, I guess we're gonna get a couple of repeated tutorials too, like the event theater being on the title screen. But yeah, welcome to the Bionis' Shoulder. Completely new area for, Definitive Edition. Well, I guess not completely new. I think they built it off of a test area they had in, the original version of the game that some people, like, data mined.
Reminds me a lot of Gormott. Just immediate reaction.
Oh yeah, no, like they probably used the original Bionis shoulder maps as like a starting point, but we're in a post Xenoblade 2 world, so there's a lot more like I don't want to say verticality, but like the topography isn't as flat as the Wii maps.
To it! Never give up! Spirit is Heropon way!
Let's stay focused.
Ahoo!
Okay, it's really weird to hear Shulk's old battle voice barks, like, in between his new voice acting.
Schultz not even the really weird one about that. Melia has all the same voice barks too. Including how she's, astonished at the legendary Monado. Even though, you know, it's not.
You know, look, if I saw a sword that was so convincingly able to pretend to be the Monado, I would also be a little surprised.
Actually, yeah, that's fair. Fair enough.
Plus, it's probably one of those things where, like, after you see someone kill God with it, it's one of those things that you're never going to shut up about ever.
Also, here's a Future Connected's take on Heart to Hearts. They're quiet moments, just where you find a spot and the party members just chat. Just no friendship requirements or anything. Just go for it.
All right, well, that's a substantial improvement.
These flowers.
Also fully voice
Don't
acted.
they smell heavenly?
Again, another improvement over the original.
Flowers?
Yes. Because of my mother. When I was young, she often asked for my help with the villa's flower beds. How about you, Nene?
Nene also loves flowers very much.
I see. Then we have something in common. Before, when I spoke of them to a Homs friend, she said flowers are nice, but nothing beats a warm dinner. I got no understanding from her.
Yeah, that sounds like Fiora, all right.
Finally, fate sent me someone I can communicate with.
What Miss Melia say about dinner?
Oh, just talking to myself. The dinner part wasn't really relevant.
But Nene big fan of dinner too. Most of all, pollen orbs from factory in Frontier Village. They so
Oh,
soft.
shit.
Oh, yummy scrummy.
No, it's okay. She likes the ones from the factory, not the
I was gonna say, I can't
Not the
believe
black
Ricky's
market
kids
ones.
are drug lords too.
Love flowers. Did you mean as a foodstuff?
Meh? There is meaning other than?
I should have known. You're one of them.
A drug lord.
Nene, listen. Flowers are not simply special because they can be eaten. We can admire their beauty, or use them to create ornaments and works of
Or
art.
medicine?
And that
Maybe that'd be
is
like
part of
a
their charm.
more important one to mention.
Meh? Oh yes.
Now that'd be a
Maybe
Kino
remember,
quiet
Lord
moment.
Godedapon make Mumapon flower crown for giver's gift.
Ricky did that.
That's where Kino just shouts like, "Oh, like opioids?" You're like, "No, no, shut up."
I would like it if you also had an interest in inedible flowers. If you did, then you too, just like your mother in her own day, may know the joy she felt.
Okay, the next time Nene find flowers that cannot eat, Nene will make pretty flower crown for Miss Melia.
Huh?
I mean, that's very nice, but I don't think that's who she wants the flower crown from, Nene.
Miss Melia loves most bestest in blue. What think?
I hope at this point that she's realized that ship has long sailed.
Weren't you
And sunk.
originally of the regarding flowers as food persuasion?
Meh?
Sunk
You mean
deeper than the
pollen
Junks
orbs
is
are
over
not
there.
edible flowers? They bitter and not tasty.
Yes, a fair point. It is just as you say. So Nopon see different but equal value in flowers depending on whether they're edible. Maybe it was foolish in the first place to try and choose only one while discounting the other. Well then, I will humbly accept the sign of your affection.
Nene, roger that.
And just like that, suddenly Melia is open to a polyamorous relationship.
Won't Kino and Shulk feel left out?
There is very good reason. Nene just want to see smiling face of Miss Melia, bright as sun rays.
Oh my.
Meme? Something wrong? Nene, not say anything weird.
No, not at all. It was just how sincerely you said it. I should take a leaf out of your book.
Meh?
Precious Nene, I look forward to the gift.
Nene pull out all stops.
Although, I would feel a bit awkward were I the only one to wear one. Why don't we make them together and exchange them afterwards?
Meme? That sound wonder marvelicious. Is deal. No, in fact, is unbreakable promise.
Yes, naturally.
Well, that was nice.
Nene hungry for action.
I haven't also pointed out yet, but we live in a post-Golden Country world, so the battle music also has a pretty nice jazzy swing to it.
I did notice that. It's very nice.
I'm feeling it.
The enemy gets Nene ready and able. Healing riot.
job.
Winning just comes natural to Kino.
I think I might have left in some longer fights in later, just so we get more chance to listen to the battle theme. But it's real good. I think I still like the Golden Country's battle theme more overall, but that one's really hard to top anyway.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not a fair point of comparison. Torna's battle themes are really fucking good.
Winning just comes natural to Kino.
I just kind of wish we had a different, you've been spotted by an enemy, track as well, but, well. Oh yeah, Collectopedia's back too, and we only have the one page for it. There might be another page when we hit Alchemoth, but, this area, or this portion of the game is a lot smaller in scale.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that mean the entire DLC more or less takes place just here?
Yep, the entirety of Future Connected is the Bionis' shoulder, with Alchemoth now here.
Interesting.
Like, it's only like barely 6 hours back to front, so yeah, I wouldn't imagine that there'd be that many new areas to it, but still.
Yeah, this is really just a bonus on top of having Xenoblade come out again.
Many bird people.
I would not
here.
say buy Definitive Edition if
Only
you
how
just want to
empty
see
it in
Future
here.
Connected, unless it's on sale for a significant price, but
Oh there,
for what it is,
strangers.
it is nice as a little post-game wrap-up thing.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, because like the original game like wraps up things really well, but like
You've had a rough time of it.
there are like
However,
definitely
I
were
suggest you
like
steer
possibilities
clear
that
of
you could go there in the future,
Even if
like
you do somehow get there
or
in
continue
one
the
piece,
story
don't
in some
expect
ways.
the transporters to be around.
Yeah.
Oh? Why's that?
The thing that shot at you was no defense platform. It was a monster we've taken to calling the Fog King.
The Fog King?
Yeah. Suddenly showed up in Alchemoth a few months back.
From what I gather, you're from the Imperial Guard. Are the swords you carry just for show?
Taking a sword to it is folly. It laughs at our attacks. It's like hacking at smoke. Blows pass clean through it.
Must be Ghost. Ghost not shoot beams, dum-dum.
So that's why you call
Someone's
it the
never been to
Fog
the
King.
train graveyard.
I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm kind of coming around on Nene.
We fought in defense of our home. We were ready to die, and many of us did. But in the end, it won us nothing at all. The Fog King's attacks tore into us hard. Eventually, we gathered the High Entia and anyone else we found, and gave up the capital, so that we might live.
How awful.
My grieving heart belongs there. Our heartland, our capital. Yet I cannot even mourn it.
Maxis,
Huh? Yes?
please, you have to tell us how to get inside.
Shulk, be serious.
Boy, are you hard of hearing?
I heard you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Then you
Me,
should
the
know
God
better.
Slayer. Yes,
No matter the
boy.
situation, we
Thank
have
you.
to go. If I fix the
I'm
job,
I'm sorry that
we
killing
can leave
God
this
isn't
place.
enough of a resume for you.
Once we're in Colony 9, we can make plans to retake Alchemoth.
No point.
I'm sure Maxis
Why
will change
not?
his tune once he realizes who he's talking to.
Shulk, do you think we took all that lying down?
Compared to me, the God Slayer, yes, I do think that.
We're not stupid, you know. We did all we could.
Yeah, you did all you could, which is why we're now going to send in the big guns, as it were. We've escalated. We're using the God Slayer now.
I pooped myself out of myself. And then defeated God.
Coming from. I have to be blunt with you. Let it go.
He defeated God, God's two homies, and God's personal computer